I feel him beating me up, but I can't. Get down here.
Motherfucker.
Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The New York Knicks, fighting for their first win of the series, will try to even the score at 1-1 as they go up against the Charlotte Hornets. The Eastern Conference Finals continue.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 2K Sports broadcast of the Eastern Conference. Here we go. So New York will get their first possession. And a look at the starters for Charlotte. They've got Hardy. He's out there with Bilal Coulibaly. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Walker. And it's Robertson in at the 4.
One of his specialties on display there. A nifty lead pass.
Spins. The steal. Fast break. Here comes New York for the finish. Throw it down on the breakaway jam.
Woo! His energy is unmatched. And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Pass to Coulibaly. Launches it. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. And what a run they've had in these playoffs. Only 3 losses getting to this point.
Well, we're deep into the playoffs. Only dropping 3 games is pretty incredible. They've played fantastic team basketball.
Here's Hardy. Will it go? Sarr pulls it in. Pass to Edgecombe. Here's Cheeks. Here's Edgecombe. Coulibaly defending. Here's Cheeks. And again, New York with the triple.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip. And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
10 points separating these teams. Now a timeout called by Charlotte.
Failing to find a rhythm offensively. Something that needs to change and change soon. And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Here's Walker. Pass to Coulibaly. To the inside. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
At last, their cold streak is over. They finally found something that worked. Well, you knew it eventually was going to happen. I mean, my goodness, a tight start to this one, but maybe that'll ignite some more buckets to be made. Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Pass to Hardy. Here's Robertson. He's guarded by Bridges. Snatched away. To the middle. Here's Flag. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to be on Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
The Knicks making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Outside Walker. From deep. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
No hesitation. Nice work by Walker, not overthinking it.
Here's Cheeks. Coulibaly defending. Cheeks can't hit.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Some nice passing by Charlotte here.
Tough break for the defense. I mean, he took the hit, but he didn't get the call. Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's Etienne. It's Walker on the wing, guarded by Bain. Charlotte again missing.
The defense may have given him that one. Based on the results, you see why.
With the tip. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The big story thus far, how well they've shot the rock. Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Down low. Here's Walter. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Inside, Frazier. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Towns, a screen on Anthony. Towns outside. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the paint. Soft touch off the glass. Fareed's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack. And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
Here's Etienne. No points yet. To the middle. Here's Towns. And off target. He starts the game 0 for 1. And so it's New York, ending the quarter up 10. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. And let's get you back to the action as game 2 is getting underway. And a moment, both teams will make substitutions. On the court for the Hornets. Walter out there with Hardy. Then there's Bilal Coulibaly. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Robertson in at the 4 slot. Here's Towns. Cat playing big. Oh, my.
Towns attacks the basket with such a ferocity and never give up attitude. I love that about him, guys.
To the wing on the left. Pass to Cheeks. From behind the arc. Sends it home from three-point land. Cheeks has got 11 points.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level. Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Now here's Coulibaly. Here's Hardy. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Towns. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, I like the way Towns plays such a physical style. It's tough on the officials, but the fact that he doesn't mind initiating contact gets him to the strike.
So both teams changing it up here. And so Towns nails them both.
Showing more aggression here in the second quarter. He's seeking contact and working himself to the line.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. Cheeks has got 6 here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence. Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc. I would imagine it's nearly impossible to not get fired up after that play.
Grant, check these guys out on the bench. Their reaction says it all. They are fired up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited. And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
Here's Hardy. Uses the glass on the layup. Hardy's got 6.
Hey, it's typically a positive for this offense when he's assertive and looking to score.
The 3 from Bain. Walker pulls down the board. These are his first free throws of the game. He's off on the first.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling. And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Cole Anthony, he's checked in for New York.
Good job using that big body to carve out space and snatch that rebound.
There's 31 seconds left in the half. Here's Hardy. 6 points for him. And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials. Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Pass to Cheeks. Here's the three. The rebound by Robertson. And so it's the New York Knicks going into the break up 12. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. We'll be back in a moment.
Thanks for joining us for postseason basketball. Clearly, guys,
To me, it starts with their effort. They have to become more active defensively to prevent easy look, Shaq.
Yeah, the only way to slow down a team with good scores is to disrupt their rhythm. Otherwise, you can fire up that barbecue.
Man, that was 1987 all over again.
And looking at where the Knicks stand in this series. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian.
And we're back with more action from the Eastern Conference Finals on 2K Sports. Hornets trail by 12. They've got Flag. He's out there with Alexander Sarr. Miles Bridges is out there with Edgecombe. And it's Cheeks in at the point. That's the group for Billy Donovan getting going here in the second half. Here's Hardy. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Cheeks. And they call an illegal screen here. And this is who's leading the charge when it comes to rebounding here in the postseason. Second is Alex Sarr, and of course Karl Anthony Towns.
Those two have thrown their bodies on the glass during this postseason, showing how badly they want to give their teams any edge they can on the boards.
Hornets trail by 12. Here's Hardy. He has 6. Back to Koulibaly. 5 on the clock. Some nice passing by Charlotte here. Charlotte needs to get off a shot. This shot by Hardy, no good. Knicks leading by 12. Here's Cheeks. Drops in the 3. Cheeks has got 17.
Yeah, good floor recognition from Sarr. Encouraging to see him working on his passing like this.
90 seconds into the second half now. To the inside, Robertson, and there's contact, and they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach's challenge has been made.
And even with the coach's challenge in place, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no...
The previous play is under review.
At least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right.
After review, the ruling on the floor stands.
And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And he knocks down the first one. Now a timeout called by Charlotte.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
And so he hits both. Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. Here's Cheeks. 17 points in the game. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
Here's Hardy. He has 6. High arcing shot.
And as Sar gets older, he'll learn how to use his length even more.
And you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
Yeah, this is the elevated energy level you expect in the postseason. Chasing down blocks and making an impact.
Just 5 to shoot. Shot from the wing.
Bad offense to begin the second half. 4 misses right off the bat. They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Cheeks. Pass to Edgecombe. Here's Cheeks. This one for 3. The rebound by Robertson.
Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Here's Hardy. 6 points for him. It's stolen. Pass to Cheeks. The 3 ball. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Hardy. 1:14 left in the third quarter. It's Walker on the wing. Outside Koulibaly. Off the mark there with a 3. Knicks leading by 13. Cheeks passes to Sar.
And with plenty of time left, that's his 4th foul. He needs to stay cognizant of that moving forward.
Both teams deciding to change it up. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Koulibaly. And it's off from 3-point range.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Edgecombe, he's checked in for New York. New York has got 6 out of 15 threes so far in this game. On the court for Charlotte, they've got Karl Anthony Towns. Walter out there with Powell. And it's Etienne in a point guard. Towns finds Powell. Here's Etienne. Deflected! And just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Here's Cheeks. Oh, he gets it to go. 7 of 13 now. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Knicks.
They've been so aggressive getting out on shooters all game long. Nothing's getting past this defense, and that, to me, has been impressive.
And you got to respect their energy level. A lot of steals, staying active, and making things happen.
Here's Hardy. Outside Walker. Towns on a screen. Oh, touches it off the glass.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
Knicks leading by 14. Robbed. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Knocks down the trifecta.
You know, he's been fairly productive, but it's going to take more, either from him or somebody else.
Using the glass to lay it in.
Yeah, I love seeing Sarr get a little more physical there inside.
Here's Hardy. With a teardrop. Got a hand on it. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Beyond the arc. Can't get it.
Hey, I have no idea why he's still shooting threes. He's got to find another way to be productive.
Here's Towns. Here's Cheeks. Puts up the tray. Ooh, it doesn't go.
And game 2 of the conference finals is always so important. What a great win this is for the Knicks.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
Well, they needed this game too, and they got it. This series is 1-1, and the conference finals are on.
And I'm so impressed at how they responded to the Game 1 loss. They made the proper adjustments.
A new lineup here for Charlotte.
This fella knows how to finish a game off. There was no question about those free throws.
Towns! Oh, off target from downtown. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Cheeks. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. Oh, it misses. So New York wins it. It might have been just game 2 of the series, but this one felt like a must-win.
I just love the fire they played with tonight. It's the playoffs, and they really brought the energy.
And so this one is in the books. We hope you've enjoyed being with us for the Eastern Conference Finals. For Clark Kellogg, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching. And now our player of the game.